How the guys look coming back?
You know what? Pretty good. Enthusiasm was really, really good both days. Flying around, a lot of competition, hooting and hollering. So, they should be. For not playing football in 3 weeks, it was one of the better ones that I've been a part of, seeing coming back after a layoff. Really good.
How important has it been, looking back on Connor's season, that he just kind of avoided making those kind of typical first-year starter mistakes, and that, even when he wasn't perfect, he was not doing silly things?
No, he doesn't. I mean, he's a poised guy. He really is, and he's probably poised beyond what his years are right now. But he has been here a while too now. I mean, getting here that early, that semester, it seems like he's been here a little longer, because he got here early. But he's a student of the game, and we've talked before and said, the more he plays, he'll start pulling the trigger quicker and all that, and he just keep getting better with reps. And I think that's what you saw toward the end of the season. He just really kind of let it go, and then you don't have the bad plays. He doesn't make those plays, hasn't made those plays that can get you beat, and then he makes a lot of plays with his feet too, and keeps plays alive and things of that nature. So that's always something that we like in a quarterback, and he obviously has done very well doing some of those and keeping them alive when the protection's broken down a little bit.
Well, obviously, the first goal is to win the bowl game. We know, but how about the practice time that you get for Connor and the other quarterbacks as far as getting them more prepared for next year?
It's always huge, for all the young guys. Tanner's a guy that I would like. We're going to pick up some here, these two-a-days and stuff we start doing. We're going to let the young guys, do some scrimmage, some of the red shirts. So I'm really anxious to get Tanner in there and let him go. I think a guy like him, Dylan, and those extra practices that you get, or you can't substitute for that. Guys that aren't playing in bowl games don't get those. So it's big when you have a young team and you have some young good players that need reps. So we look forward to getting them out there this entire week.
How about Nebraska and how well they play the zone read defensively?
Well, there's been some games seen, Michigan, had some success against them. But typically teams with them doing that kind of offensively, typically they have a pretty good knowledge of that. But then you look at some of it, and the quarterback run has had some success against them. But that's our identity, and that's what we do right now, and that's what we do pretty well. So, it's something that we'll have to establish early, hopefully.
Both like a pretty intriguing quarterback battle with Connor and Taylor Martinez. It's based on what you've seen in the film, two similar style quarterbacks with what they do in the field.
Yeah, athletically and with their feet, absolutely. We're probably a little more in the pass game. Connor at this stage, but he's a tremendous athlete in what I've seen when I've watched him, and how I feel about Connor and his athleticism. So it's two really, really good athletes, and the type of athletes that most defensive coaches don't really like trying to get prepared for.
Has Spurrier moved grudgingly towards this getting away from the play action and going with more of the zone read type quarterback? I mean, have you had to kind of convince him that this is the way to go in college football now?
Well, that's not really. I mean, coaches does a great job, obviously, of making adjustments to the personnel. I think that's what everybody, all good coaches do that. And I think, just today, the way defenses are in general, you have to have a quarterback that has the ability to move and move around a little bit. If you don't, they're going to be in trouble. In our league, especially, you see those guys. I mean, the way you get the Big Ten, the SEC, and the big these guys that they're getting the best D linemen in the country and everything, and the way these linebackers and everybody can run when they're blitzing, you can't be a stationary guy back there. You're going to get hurt. And so we're fortunate to have a couple of those guys, and it's you'd have to ask Coach that, but I think he's kind of learned to like it. We all like 10 wins, and if when Connor, I think that last game, the Clemson game, is a prime example of what truly a true dual threat type of guy that you really enjoy. When you throw for over 200 yards. Some touchdown passes, hit some deep balls, and run around for 100 yards. It's a pretty good day. It's a pretty good day. So look forward to seeing him continue to evolve in the passing game and really become a big threat.
Yeah, over the years, Coach Spurrier's had a lot of success with shorter quarterbacks, you know, and a lot of times he talks about standing in the pocket. Is there something about his offense that makes it easier for some smaller guys that aren't prototypical pocket passers to make those throws downfield? A guy like Connor, does he ever have trouble looking over those offensive linemen?
Yeah, not really. Another reason why to have good feet too, because you move yourself. You got to have the ability. You don't have to be necessarily a great athlete, but all guys have to be able to at least move in the pocket and create some passing windows for themselves. You know, Connor, there's some things when Connor can't see. You know, if people are getting pushed back in your face, but if you're 6'4", you can't see. You know, so I think that's a big overrated thing in quarterbacking. You know, Drew Brees is 6 foot. Last I checked, he's leading the NFL in passing right now. And you know, you get back in the gun a little bit, it helps create some throwing lanes and that. But you can either pass or you can't pass, you know, whether you're 6'5" or 6 foot. So, and Connor does a great job of finding those lanes. And again, the more he continues to play and gets comfortable, then he's going to find even more of those windows as he continues to evolve.
So do you think his deep ball's underrated? Seems to really throw the deep
throws
ball
good.
well.
He throws a good deep ball. Yeah, and I think it was just a matter of actually, you know, I think now all of a sudden we hit one. It wasn't. He'd thrown some pretty good ones throughout the year, and then we finally hit a couple. You know, we got to hit a couple down the field. But he is really starting to learn how, when he's got to put some juice on it, he can put some juice on it. When he's got to throw a touch ball, he throws a beautiful touch pass and fades and things of that nature. But he can throw the deep ball. I think everybody just kind of assumes that, you know, when you don't see him. Now that you hit a couple, I think everybody sees that he can throw. You know, he throws a pretty deep ball.